Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your boy, Dalyxman, and we are here to talk about some wrestling live here on YouTube. I apologize if there's anything happening at the moment. Currently getting a strong call from my friend right now. I am currently in the middle of a video. Don't bother me right now, sir. Jesus. But we'll talk to by the way, that was a casual viewer. We'll talk about him in just a second. I am here to do a Q&A. So in case you guys don't know how this works, I have a Facebook page, which you guys can like me on right now. Dalyxman, find me on Facebook. And if I ever do a Q&A, I will let you know ahead of time. What you do is you go on my Facebook page. When I post a status asking for questions, you send your questions with your place and, of course, town, city and state, and your name, so I can give you full credit of where you're from. So the question that I'm getting, I want you people to know where that person is, and then we'll just go from there. So we're going to start with the first question here, and we're going to go as much as we can. This one's going to be a little bit shorter than usual. I'm going to have to do with the questions on my Facebook page, and that's about it. But let's go ahead and get to it. Here we go. First question for number 63 Q&A for your boy Dalyxman. Comes from Elias. Elias is one of my moderators of the live chat. Thank you for joining me, Elias. He says, not Elias Sampson, but Elias. It's your fellow mod from Montreal, Canada. Welcome. My question is, if Sami Zayn is being used right or not, what's next for him on SmackDown? Well, in your boy's personal opinion, not really a big fan of what they're doing with Sami Zayn right now. Basically, for me, I don't think they're doing anything with him, so I really can't talk about what his direction is, what his character is, where he's gonna go, what he's gonna do. I don't know what Sami Zayn is gonna do next week, let alone Survivor Series or Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. I am somebody that believes you don't have to be a world champion to feel important, but you have to be involved in something. I think Sami Zayn is that performer, is that wrestler that should always be involved in something, especially with a championship, whether it's a tag team championship, the IC championship, US championship, world championship, something. When Sami Zayn is directionless, we have an issue. Okay, you have someone that can facilitate good storylines, that has an interesting character that fans can get behind, have gotten behind, whether it's El Generico or Sami Zayn, whether it's NXT or main roster, fans have a strong connection with Sami Zayn. The thing is, he will lose that connection when nothing's going on. And that is what's happening with him on SmackDown. Nothing's going on with him on SmackDown. I think Sami Zayn is in desperate need of a storyline, of a feud. I don't care who he's against. Personally, you only have a few people you can put him against on SmackDown, quite frankly. The roster is lacking some depth when it comes to heels and, viable opponents for Sami Zayn. Still, this is WWE. You can always create an opponent for Sami Zayn. I can do one right now. Personally, I like what they were doing with him and Mike Kanellis. I don't know why that stopped. I think that was at least a nice mid-card, undercard feud to keep Sami Zayn busy, but they just stopped that out of nowhere. I'm shocked nobody asked me about Mike Kanellis, because I would have. Well, let me see. No, there are no questions about Mike Kanellis. So I'll just go ahead and just talk about that then while I'm talking about Sami Zayn. I don't know what the hell they've done with Mike and Maria Kanellis. I like the act. I love the storyline. I love what they're doing with the characters and the theme song. So the package is fine. But for some reason, they don't want to use them. They don't want to use the guy that's whipped by Maria. You already brought him in. You've already brought him in basically under the assumption that he's taking his wife's last name. So maybe that's the reason why he's not getting over. Maybe that's the reason why fans don't take him seriously. I don't know. But what you were doing with him and Sami Zayn was working. It was an obstacle for Sami. It was someone that could help fans root against to allow Sami Zayn to actually get some momentum under his feet. I mean, this same question could apply to Ty Dillinger. I don't know what the hell they're doing with Ty Dillinger or Sami Zayn, but it's sad. What I would do with them next, if you ask me, I personally think after we're done with Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon, screw it. I think we should throw Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in a tag team. Make it a short run tag team with Kevin Owens being the babyface. And we can do the whole Randy Orton could possibly turn on Bray Wyatt kind of story where Kevin Owens is helping Sami Zayn. But in the back of your head, you're thinking this guy can turn on Sami Zayn at any moment. But he doesn't. But we're waiting to see him do it. We're waiting to see him turn on Sami Zayn. But he never really does it. So hopefully something like that happens. And that's a great story for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Because quite frankly, after Kevin Owens is done with Sami Zayn, we can do with them. Oh, super chat, really? Oh, nice. Thank you, Mr. Tyler Marine. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Tyler Marine, for the super chat money. But just to answer your question, I have no idea what they're doing with Sammy. I don't like what they're doing. He seems very directionless, and that's sad. Road Dogg, that is your fault. But there you go, guys. Hopefully we get something with them. I would love that tag team idea. Give me your ideas about Sammy and Kevin Owens being a tag team. Would you be behind that? We actually asked someone suggesting him and Ty Dillinger would be a better tag team. We'll see. I kind of prefer Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The story's already there. Let's see here. This is from Richard Atkinson. I hope I said your name right. Have you heard of Crash Tested Wrestling or global pro wrestling? Okay, not Global Force Wrestling, but Global Pro Wrestling. They're awesome. No, I have not heard of either company. But if you want to suggest a show to me, here's what you do. Go to my Patreon and donate a certain amount. I think it's $10 an hour. And I will happily watch and review one of the shows. But you got to donate on Patreon to make that work. But thank you. I'll keep an eye on them, Richard. This is Kyle Carbon. He asks, would you rather see Adrian Neville or Adrian versus Pete Dunne as a tag team or opponents? Neville and Pete Dunne as a tag team or opponents. Personally, I would rather see them as opponents. I think the opponents' direction, the opponents' avenue is a lot more interesting than them being a tag team. I don't know. I just feel like as a tag team, there's not much you can do with that. They might be a short-run tag team. They might work well with each other. But personally, I would rather see them fight each other. I think that would be a match I would love to see. Pete Dunne versus fucking Neville? Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Kyle. Steve Jacobson. Who was the saddest premature death in WWE? Ooh. The saddest premature death. I can't. Man, there's a lot of them. First one that popped in my head was Eddie Guerrero. Just bam. The next one is Owen Hart. I can't even choose between those two. Don't ask me to choose. Don't ask me to choose between Eddie Guerrero and Owen Hart. Can I just give you those two answers? I'll give you those two. Those two are deaths that was just really crazy when Owen Hart passed away when he did. I was 9 years old, and I remember that death. People argue whether the show should have stopped and all that kind of stuff. Quite frankly, I am in no condition to even answer that question. If I had it my way, I would have stopped the show, but probably it was best to continue it because Owen Hart would have wanted it. Eddie hurt me really badly. I was 15 when Eddie died. I did not see that coming whatsoever. And it's sad that he died during a time when they were pushing him to be a world champion too. But it was during a time where I felt he was at his best. Eddie Guerrero was on fire 2004, 2005. There was nobody that can top him. And he was on the verge of fighting Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania too. So who knows what would have happened if Eddie Guerrero did not pass away. But it's sad that he did, especially during the timing of his death. So that's what I'm going to say about that's what I'm going to say about that. Let's go ahead and go on. because this is getting kind of sad. Let's do oh, I like this one. Did you watch the G1 Climax? And what did you think? Yes, I did. I did a review on it. Thought it was amazing. This was the very first, this year's G1 Climax 2017 was the very first one I sat through the entirety of. I watched every match, and I loved it. I loved the G1 Climax. I cannot wait for next year's tournament. I feel like New Japan Pro Wrestling is the place to be for wrestling fans. I think that company is doing great things with wrestling. And I think fans and wrestlers alike should go out of their way to watch and to enjoy New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's just my opinion on that. But yeah, loved it, man. Do you think Braun Strowman should win at No Mercy? Tune into my preview tomorrow. Sorry, I have a preview coming up. I don't want to spoil it. So when I do my preview after Raw, not tomorrow, but after Raw this upcoming Monday, I will definitely give you that answer. But I will say this. Do not be shocked if I'm rooting for Braun Strowman to win. Because I think if anybody deserves to be a Universal Champion, it would be him. Let's see. David from Sacramento, California. Would you like to see WWE connect the 4 nights of the Barclays Center next summer? What? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. With undercard tournament where the winner earns a title shot at Survivor Series. Do a 2 quarterfinal matches at NXT TakeOver, 1 on Raw, 1 on SmackDown, quarterfinal apart for 2 SummerSlam, 2 to make semifinals on Raw, and SmackDown main event would be the finals. Okay, so basically this is what he's saying. He wants to know if I would be okay with them setting up a Survivor Series match during the 4 nights there in the Barclays Center, Brooklyn next year. That's NXT, SummerSlam, Raw, and SmackDown. Well, I'll tell you what. It would make Survivor Series interesting. We spend, what, 3 months building up a Survivor Series match? And I'm assuming this is the main event, like the absolute #1 Survivor Series match. And we're talking about NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown. That's what he's asking. He's asking, would I be into NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown Survivor Series match, right? Yeah, and if that's the case, let's go. I'm all for that. I'm happy you didn't ask who I would have on the team because I'd be here all day. But yeah, I'd be all for that, man. He has another question. How would you feel if Asuka got called up, won the Raw Women's Championship, and successfully had numerous title defenses? Her first loss was to a cash-in from Carmella. So Asuka, who's been undefeated for basically 2 years, almost 2 years, over 500 days as NXT champion. You're gonna have her lose her first match to a cash-in from Carmella. See, as a booker, that's the kind of thing I would do, because imagine the hate she would get. And the best way to protect Asuka is to have her do like a fatal 4-way or some kind of a long match where Asuka is basically beaten down. And then right after she's beaten down, Carmella goes out there and cashes in on her. So the loss would be fucking crazy. Fans are already pissed off at Carmella because then you have the idea that if you would have done that before the match, Asuka would have kicked your ass, but she didn't. She chose to do it after the match. Carmella looks smart. She gets the heat from it. I feel like if Asuka was going to lose, if she was going to have her first loss in WWE, I'm going to be shocking a lot of you when I say this, but that would be the way to do it. That would be the way to do it. A cash-in from Carmella. Yeah, a cash-in from Carmella is the way to do it. I know a lot of you are pissed off at me right now. Why would you do that, Dalyxman? Because I'm Barry Asuka. No. Hold on for a minute. Hold on. What he just asked me, and he even set it up. If she was to get cashed in after a successful title defense, meaning she had a match. She's worn out. She's already just tired. Maybe we have her fight 4 people, or excuse me, 3 people. It's a fair 4-way. Oh no, maybe a fair 5-way, whatever. She's already tired. And then Carmella does an unexpected cash in and then beats her. I mean, come on, man. So much heat. So much heat for Carmella, and people would be just begging for Asuka to kick her ass. And I would keep Asuka far away from Carmella as possible. And Carmella would have a long run until Asuka finally gets her rematch from her. That match would sell freaking money. I'm telling you, this is the stuff that I would do. That's the stuff that I would do. All right? Now, we couldn't do this right now because Carmella is on Smackdown and Asuka's on Raw. We would have to find a way to get her on Raw, and that would be difficult. But we're assuming that they were on the same brand. Yes. Yes, I would do it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But that's what I would do. I know people are saying in the live chat, yes, I know she's on. Look, let's just imagine for right now the brand split didn't matter and she can go cash in any championship. I still would do it. Okay? But damn. That's what I would do. I got really excited. Because I know a lot of people are just like, but that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Yeah, I'd be all for that. Let's go on. Let's see here. Jason Johnson from Missouri. If Brock Lesnar leaves for months with the title again, do you think they should let the WWE Champion go back and forth between brands like they did in 2002? I've been suggesting that for years. Personally, I don't like the fact that we have 2 world champions. I think we should just have one. I think we should have one universally strong champion. Call it the WWE Champion, World Champion, and he goes back and forth between Raw and SmackDown, and he has to defend the belt on both brands. I think that, my friends, is what we need. I think that would make the championship feel more important. I think that would make the champion feel more important, that he has to go back and forth between both brands. He has to defend his belt on Raw and SmackDown, and also at both pay-per-views. So I think that would be great. I think what you do with that is you make him the centerfold of your company. It would make the championship feel more important. It would make it a lot more harder to stay champion. And if he does stay champion for a long time, he feels a lot more important. Personally, I don't like the idea of having 2 championships. I know that it helps push more talent and all that kind of stuff, but I think one champion that can go back between Raw and SmackDown would be better. That's just me. So that's how I'm going to answer that question. Nicholas, Ultra Shadow from Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia. There we go. Do you think NXT should be a separate company? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. One of the things that NXT benefits from being under WWE is that it has an unlimited source of money, of revenue. That is the only thing I think NXT benefits from. Other than that, quite frankly, I think NXT can survive on its own. If they maintain everything they have right now, storylines, the concepts that they use to make the shows, the way they marginalize, the way they present their wrestlers, roster rotations, the way they build the characters, all that kind of stuff, I feel like NXT can survive on its own. Now, it might start off in small arenas. It might start off by itself, struggling a little bit, but that's what happens when you start off fresh in the wrestling business. I do think NXT by itself can actually get to a level where it might actually compete with WWE. I'm not kidding you. But yeah, I do think the idea of Triple H doing his own company and competing against WWE could actually work. And it might not be called NXT, but I do think we can make that work. Well, that's just my opinion. Let's see here. I hope I get your name right. Mike Reguero. Okay, I'm just going to call you Mike. I'm not even going to try. Mike, if booked properly, which I'm worried they will screw up, who do you think should eventually be the first to defeat Asuka clean? Well, I would honestly, if Asuka was going to stay on NXT, I would have given Kairi Sane that first win. Because I think Kairi would have been a great person to beat Asuka. Ember Moon was also a very well-built person to beat Asuka. But Kairi Sane, absolutely. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, Kairi Sane. On main roster, other than Carmella cashing in on her, I don't really see anybody beating her. Charlotte is a close maybe. But that's just a close maybe. And you know damn well that's what they're doing in a future WrestleMania. I hope they do Asuka versus Charlotte at a future WrestleMania. We got to do that match. We got to. But yeah, that's a tough one. But to answer your question, Kairi Sane. Let's see here. From Sacramento, California. A lot of people from Sacramento. Josh asks, who do you see Johnny Gargano feuding with until Tommaso Ciampa comes back? My personal pick would be, you ready for it? Adam Cole, baby! Well, you know what? That was going to be my pick too. I think Adam Cole would be a great opponent for Johnny Gargano. A matter of fact, what I would do is get that belt off of Drew McIntyre. Go ahead and move Drew McIntyre up to the main roster. Put the belt on Adam Cole. We do a feud between Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano that will lead to an eventual match with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. I think those two would be excellent as a stand-in feud before we get back to Ciampa and Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Quite frankly, I would give the belt to Johnny and have Ciampa and Gargano feud over that belt. Because that would be freaking awesome. I think those two would have, honestly, they're going to have the best feud when he comes back. You know that. You know damn well when Tommaso Ciampa comes back and he fights Johnny Gargano, they're going to have the best feud at NXT. They're going to have main event takeover. They had to. There's no match that's going to be bigger than that. They have to. So why not give it the belt? Why not? Let's see here. Would you like to see Chris Masters back in WWE? If so, how would you book him? Well, to be honest with you, not right now. I would not want to see him back in WWE. But quite frankly, I don't think he would fit in. I don't think he would get anywhere, first off. Because the booking is so piss poor, he would just feel like everybody else. But even if they were to bring him back, I would have a hard time with that anyways. Because there's not much you can do with him. I think his run when he first came in, when he did the Master Lock Challenge, that initial run, when he was tearing through everybody, nobody can break his Master Lock. You had something. You could have easily made him an Intercontinental Champion, a World Champion, and he would have gotten over massively. The day that Bobby Lashley broke his Master Lock, that was it. That was it. His career's dead. So quite frankly, I wouldn't know what to do with him. We would have to start over again, I guess, but it's going to be hard for anybody to take him seriously. Let's see here. This is Eric Rivera Cubas. I hope I said that right. He comes from Wichita, Kansas City. Bray Wyatt next storyline, what should it be about? Oh, what do you think Bray Wyatt's storyline should be, basically? I have no idea. They have booked him so badly. I quite frankly don't even care about him no more. It takes a lot to make me not care about anybody. WWE has booked him so badly that I don't give a damn about Bray Wyatt. I would honestly focus on making him a babyface. Do something else with him. Because there's nothing else for him to do. Him as a heel has run its course. I've always felt he should have been a babyface to begin with. Because that run in 2014 was such an awesome run for him. I don't know why they didn't turn him then. Let's just turn him babyface. Didn't they turn him babyface at one time and then turn him right back to being a heel? I don't understand that. I just feel like Bray Wyatt as a heel is not working for anybody. Just turn him face. Because he's going to get over again the moment you turn him face. Might as well. That's all I got to say about that. Let's see. David from Texas. I think he meant Dallas, Texas. But David asked, What could they do to make Bray Wyatt interesting again? Interesting how it follows up the Bray Wyatt question from Eric. Well, turn babyface. Easy. Honestly, if you put him against heels, that could revitalize him a little bit. Because I would love to see Bray Wyatt against, let's just say it, Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman. You can revisit that when he's a babyface. Maybe if they turn Dean Ambrose heel, Bray Wyatt versus a heel Dean Ambrose. Let's go. Let's go. Bray Wyatt versus... I can go on forever. So many heels. You can do him and... why am I blanking out? Who else is on Raw? Who else is on... Trust me, you can definitely do a Bray Wyatt babyface run, and it would basically help him out. That's the only thing I could think of right now that would help him. Other than that, it's going to be hard to work with Bray Wyatt going forward. Let's do Danny. Danny Palmer asks, when are you expecting a complete Shield reunion? Is that Roman's only hope of returning to a full face status? I don't expect a full Shield reunion until post-WrestleMania 34. Because I do think Ambrose and Rollins are heading for a feud with Ambrose turning on him eventually. I do think the Shield will reunite eventually. Do I think it will be as faces? I don't know. Probably be as heels. To me, even if they reunite them, I don't see it saving Roman Reigns' career. The only thing that's going to save Roman Reigns' career is to turn him heel. Turn him heel, let the fans get tired of booing him, and then you can have him go back to being a babyface. That's how it works. Just do it. I'm telling you, the moment you turn him heel, it will make him an interesting character. He's already an interesting character. For what it is, I'll be honest with you. For what it is, he's already a heel. And he's already more interesting now than he really was before. But the fans will get more into him if the WWE tells the audience it is okay to boo him, the fans will eventually get tired of booing him and they'll start to cheer him. That's all I gotta say about that. But I don't expect the Shield reunion until after WrestleMania, even if they do it around that time, because I think Ambrose is gonna be a heel for a while. Alfred asks, is Triple H versus Kevin Owens a good idea for WrestleMania 34? Not for WrestleMania 34, but for future WrestleMania, absolutely. There's a story behind that. He might even have to do it at SummerSlam. I mean, the idea for that to work is to turn Kevin Owens babyface, right? Or to make him a tweener, at least. We could make that work. I think Kevin Owens being that Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kevin Steen-esque personality is a long time coming. I think he would definitely be a great foil for Triple H at SummerSlam, Survivor Series, or WrestleMania. But yeah, we should definitely do that match while we still can. Absolutely. Let's see. Who do you think is going to win the Royal Rumble in 2018? I have no idea. Someone asked me this question last year. Around this time, they asked me to let me know who's going to win the Royal Rumble in 2017. I said, I have no idea. I have no idea. Because WWE changes their direction, their storyline on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. I can't even tell you what's going to happen next week, next month, let alone Royal Rumble. So I would love to tell you who I want to win. I would love someone new and fresh, like a Cesaro or Bray Wyatt or someone that can use it. But quite frankly, we all know who's probably going to win. It's probably going to be Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar will keep the belt. Roman will find a way to win that Royal Rumble and then fight Brock Lesnar in the main event of WrestleMania, because that's exactly what the hell we want. Get the freak out of here. All right. A couple more questions, and I got to get out of here, guys. Let's see here. Kalel Johnson. Dalyxman, people give Shinsuke Nakamura a lot of hate for the fact that he beat Orton and Cena in a span of 2 months. People don't want him to be champion. What do you think? So what you're telling me is, Kalel, is that fans are pissed off that WWE is actually booking someone properly, having him beat two of their best talents, and getting over organically, and setting him up to be a world champion. And they don't like that. See, they're free to not like what they don't like, and honestly, I'm kind of tired of telling fans what they can and what they can't like, because quite frankly, I don't like doing that. I hate telling people what they can or can't like. But I will say this. I do think it's ridiculous that fans, once again, if that is true, they're showing why WWE doesn't. What you're doing is you're enabling WWE to do whatever they want. Because when they actually do push someone properly who is talented, who actually can be a main event star, who actually is getting over organically, why would you hate that? He beat Cena, he beat Orton. He would be a great champion. Why would anybody be upset at them booking him properly? I don't get that at all. So, yeah, I do love that he's going to be in the main event scene. And then when he becomes world champion, then you could push him to be an IC champion. And then you can do the whole rotation of him, IC champion, the world championship, IC championship, the world championship. And that's a good thing. That's the cool thing about someone like a Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. They don't have to be world champions to be interesting. They can be anywhere on the card, and we can make them work. So, yeah, I'm all for Shinsuke being a main event player. Let's see here. Isaiah Webb. I've got a friend. Oops. Hold on for a minute. I accidentally went away from the question. Let me get that back. Thank you to everybody joining me for the live chat, by the way. You guys are awesome. I love you. I hope you guys continue to support me in future videos. Now, I get this question back from Isaiah. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? There you are. Isaiah Webb says, what are your thoughts on Nikki Bella's comments saying that Total Divas started the women's revolution? So I heard about this. Nikki Bella did an interview where she feels like the only reason why women got a chance is because of Total Divas. Now, personally, I gotta be honest with you. I can't really argue against that too much. I mean, the assumption, the idea is ridiculous. But I will say nobody in the company gave too much about, they didn't really care about the Divas until Total Divas came around. I'll be real with you. I'll be honest with you. Do I think Total Divas started the revolution? Do I think it came as a result of what they did at Total Divas, of that TV show? No. What started the women's revolution was NXT. What they were doing with women on NXT, from Paige versus Emma to Charlotte versus Natalya, Charlotte versus Bayley, Charlotte versus Sasha Banks, to that fatal four-way with Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, and Bayley, to that awesome match between Charlotte and Sasha at Hell in a Cell, Sasha and Bayley at Brooklyn. That series of matches, that is what started the women's revolution. That is what got women noticed on the main roster. Not total Bellas or Total Divas. I just think that's ridiculous. And you know what? I'll even say this. I'll even go as far as to say AJ Lee probably did a better job of starting that division, that revolution, than they did. Because I do think AJ Lee was a catalyst for why they became as noteworthy as they are now. So honestly, I would give that to AJ Lee more than I would give it to freaking Total Divas. So no, I don't agree with that statement. I've got a friend who stopped following WWE years ago. However, he is a big fan of the Hardys. He's already pre-ordered WWE 2K18 on PlayStation. But he says he's only purchased the game because he thinks Matt and Jeff will be in it. He's unaware that the Hardy Boys were not announced for the game. Ooh, because he has not watched any of the roster reveals, nor has he seen any gameplay screenshots. Should I tell him that Matt and Jeff are not on the default roster, or is it kind of his fault if he's not satisfied? He feels like he wasted his money. Well, I am going to be honest with you, Isaiah. He should have done his research first. So don't take fault for him prematurely buying a game expecting something he didn't have proof of. I have no idea if the Hardys are actually on the game yet. I can go check real quick. Let me see real quickly. So 2K18 roster reveal. Because I'm curious if they do have the Hardys. They should. You would think they would, though, because they came back at WrestleMania, right? Why would they not be on the game? So let me see. Let's see here. Roster reveal. All right, so and I pulled this up on IGN, by the way. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see. Let me 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 see here. Okay, so without further ado, we have Bayley, AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, The Rock, Triple H, Becky Lynch, The Miz, Daniel Bryan, Kurt Angle, Bobby Roode, Goldberg, Ivory, Edge, the Usos, heel Usos, Tamina, Roman Reigns, Kevin Von Erich, Larry Zbyszko, Maurice, the Hype Bros, that's Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley, Earthquake, Natalya, Eddie Guerrero, Latino Heat, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Von Erich, The Godfather, Mickey James, Greg Valentine, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Jimmy Anvil Neidhart, John Cena, Naomi, Sasha Banks, Ember Moon. The hell? Okay, I'm trying to get more. Give me a second. Wait. Is that it? Oh, okay. Bray Wyatt, Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin, Kalisto, Akira Tozawa, Sin Cara, Hideo Itami, Sanity, that's Eric Young, Dillian Kane, Nikki Cross, Alexander Wolf, Jinder Mahal, who's this? Luke and Butch. Oh, the Bushwhackers, okay. Connor and Victor, Ascension, Cesaro, Sheamus, Cesaro, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Nikki Cross, Alundra Blaze, Emma, Alita, Summer Rae, Paige, the Bella Twins, British Bulldog, Diamond Dallas Page, Big Boss Man, Mark Henry, Bam Bam Bigelow, Bret the Hitman Hart, Dusty Rhodes, The Undertaker, Big Show, Andre the Giant, Kane, Diesel, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan. Let's see here. I think that's it. Wow, he's right. Wow. Yeah, no Hardy Boys. And by the way, did I say Killian Dane? It's Dillian Kane. My bad. Thank you for correcting me on that. No Hardys. Huh. Yeah, he should have done his research. That just took me a second. Didn't take me that long. But they might, I don't know. They might still be in the they might still be in the game. Apparently they're saying you gotta download them. They're DC. Oh, they're DLC? Wow, they're DLC. That sucks. Well, I mean, if he still wants to get them, he can go ahead, but I don't think that's what he wanted. Yeah, you're gonna have to break it to your friend, Isaiah. I would break it to him, but don't take fault for it. That's not your fault. So Chase Holland asks, which pay-per-view are you looking forward to the most? No Mercy or Hell in a Cell? No Mercy. Cena versus Reigns. Strowman versus Lesnar. I think those two are going to be awesome. Those are high-quality pay-per-view matches. No Mercy's looking good. Hell in a Cell's looking good, too. I'm more interested in Shane versus Kevin Owens. I already know Shinsuke is going to beat Jinder. I think it's time for Jinder to drop the belt. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like No Mercy has a lot more steam to it than Hell in a Cell. That's just me. Sam asks, will NXT take over Miami next year? Wait, what? Will NXT take over? Oh, will NXT have takeover? That's what he meant to say. He meant to say, will NXT have takeover in Miami next year? Because Miami, what pay-per-view is in Miami next year? Is it Royal Rumble? It's not WrestleMania. WrestleMania is New Orleans. Well, maybe. We'll have to see, buddy. We'll have to see. I would like it. I have no issues with that. Thoughts on the Dolph Ziggler gimmick and where do you see this going? Okay, so I talked about this on my SmackDown review. Dolph Ziggler is basically mocking WWE's idea of what it takes to be a star. He's mocking the interests of all the top talent in the company. He's basically out the door. Ziggler's about to leave. His contract is expiring. That's why he's doing this. He's basically trying to give people a reason to hate him on the way out, which is what the gimmick's for. It's a good way to get heat, I guess. All right, so few more that I got to get out of here. Who do you think will be the next NXT Women's Champion? Kairi Sane. Easy. That one was from Dustin Hall. Thank you, Dustin. He is from L.A. Let's see here. Darius Person. Darius Person. I think I said that right. How long do you think it will take them to screw up Asuka? Who knows? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and at least give them 6 months. I'll give them 6 months before they screw her up. That's a little long, but we'll see. From Detroit, Michigan. Shane, he asks, how would you book the Shield versus Bullet Club for the future? It writes itself. It really writes itself. The heels would definitely be the Bullet Club, of course. That would be AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson taking on, you know, the Shield, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins. Definitely would love to see that. From Atlanta, Georgia, Augustus Mills, he asks, your top 5 wrestlers you want to see in NXT, and who do you think should make a secondary championship? And do you think they should make a secondary championship in NXT? They kind of already have one. It's called the UK Championship, so we're good. But to answer your first question, top 5 wrestlers I want to see in NXT. I'm assuming you mean indies, right? Okay, well, I'll stick to indies. Jeff Cobbs, who is Matanza on Lucha Underground. Of course, we got to put Will Ospreay in there. We also got to put Ricochet in there. We got to do I'm going to go to Japan Pro Wrestling. I would love to see Kushida and Kota Ibushi. There you go. There's your 5. Those are strong 5 right there. Jeff from Calgary. Who has or had the better gimmick, Bray Wyatt or Waylon Mercy? I personally have never seen Waylon Mercy, so I'm going to have to say Bray Wyatt on that one. That's just me. All right. This is it, I think. Yeah, last one, and then I got to get out of here. This is from Leon from Tampa, Florida. Leon asks, I think the WWE should look at Raven as being one of their bookers. He has the right mind for the business. Also, can we get tag team titles for the women or cruiserweights? Your thoughts. So your thoughts on Raven. Raven, for me, has always been someone that has a mind for the business. He's a genius. So I think him writing for the shows could actually be good. I think that definitely would be, let's see here. That definitely would be an interesting mind to have for Raw and SmackDown. I don't know. I just feel like I've known him to. I mean, I know that he helped out a lot of people in ECW, and you know, creatively he helped write some storylines and all that kind of stuff for the show. But you know, I've always known that he's helped talent and helped people find who they are. I think he'd be a great writer. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Why not, man? Why not? Why not? Now, apparently, I missed some questions here. By the way, you should know this. When I look at the Facebook page and I open it up, it's out of order. Your questions are placed out of order. So if you place your question first, you probably won't hear me answer it until much later on. And we had some people asking like 10 questions. I only answer up to 2 questions for each person. Otherwise, I'm not going to get to everybody. So you posted 10 questions. I only got to 1. Oh, I did miss this one. Kai Taylor, how do you think WWE should book Kassius Ohno's return? To NXT or to the main roster? Because he already returned to NXT, and the way they did it was great. I wouldn't have changed anything. I honestly would have done the exact same way they did it. I think I answered Robert's questions. I think. No, I didn't. Okay, so Robert from San Francisco Could you see Roderick Strong betraying his NXT brethren and joining Adam Cole at the Undisputed Era? I don't know. I think Roderick Strong is a good babyface right now. I don't think I would lose him. We need a strong babyface for that NXT roster. We'll have to see how that works. Nobody asked me about the Undisputed Era, though. Nobody really asked me about how do I feel about that tag team name, that stable name. I don't really have any thoughts on that. Oh, someone gave me a major challenge. What if WWE NXT challenged Lucha Underground to a 10-on-10 elimination match at Survivor Series? I would pay to see it. I'm not going to name the people in that match because I have to do other things. I'll be here all day. All right. This is the last one from Brendan. I saw it. Brendan was saying I had to look for Brendan's question, but Brendan said, "Do you think?" Oh, I think did you even tell me where you were from? Yeah, you did. Birmingham, Alabama. Okay, Birmingham, Alabama. So, Brendan, this is the last question. Do you think The Undertaker will wrestle another match? And if he does, who would you see him face and where? No! He should not wrestle another match. I don't want to see him wrestle another match. Oh, shoot. But if you're going to put a gun to my head, if he has to have one more match, it should be against John Cena. It should be at Survivor Series. It should be this Survivor Series in Houston, Texas, his hometown. And that should be it. No more. If this is going to be it for Taker, make it Survivor Series. Why? Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it should be Survivor Series and not WrestleMania. Survivor Series is where he debuted. 1990, Survivor Series is where he debuted. His career should end Survivor Series in Houston, Texas. And it should be against John Cena, and he should win. Period. If that's not going to be it, don't bring him back. Quite frankly, I don't want to have him come back. I do not want to have him come back, quite frankly, because quite frankly, I think his career is already done. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be my Q&A. I'll see if I can do more of these in the future. I'll try to be more organized with when it's going to happen. But thank you guys for watching. If this is the first time you're watching me and you want more, please click that subscribe button. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. Check out everything down below in the description box, as well as my Patreon and my PayPal. Your boy's on a time schedule, so I got to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining me live here on YouTube. I love you. I'll catch you guys next time right here in Dalyxman's World. The next video you will see is a live broadcast of Raw and a preview for No Mercy. See you then. This is your boy, Dalyxman, signing off right here in Dalyxman's World. Peace out.